Griff, how was your trip to the dentist tonight?
Yeah, that was that was an exercise in frustration and kind of gave us all a heart. I'm not sure dentist, more heart cardiology concerns.
Well, it seems to me you came out. You must have given a heck of a halftime speech because you guys came out and really played well for about the first 12, 13 minutes of the second half. That's where you got control of the game.
Yeah, and it always starts on the defensive end. I thought we played great. We kind of had some slippage in the last, I'd say, 5 minutes of the game. I have to go back and look how many points they had with about 5 minutes left, but it felt like they scored on every possession at the end.
Scored or got fouled.
Scored or got fouled on every possession. And but it really was a great defensive effort. And then that when we defend, we get rebounds, and then that allows us to play in transition, which is, frankly, one of our strong suits.
Right.
And so, that's something that, we have to continue to try to really get better on the defensive end.
Tajay Kelly ended up with 25 points, but I thought Michael Christmas, with help, did a very good job on him for much of the game. You're just nodding your head.
Yeah, no, I mean, Michael we actually, I think, ended up switching. I think Michael guarded him. I think really everybody guarded him.
Right.
And so, Michael has grown so much as a defender. I think he would tell you when he came to Longwood, he was a offensive, juggernaut.
Right.
And he still is. Made some really big shots for us tonight. But his Achilles heel was probably defense.
Right.
But he has continued to get better and better and better. And, tonight I thought he did a really good job. And then, going back to the Presbyterian game, he actually had a really, was one of the few guys, I think, who played really well defensively.
Really?
So, he's come a long way. It's is a guy who really cares about the game and improving. He's really worked hard at that, and so I'm happy he's seeing the fruit of all of his work.
And it seemed like you guys really got going when he started to hit his shot.
Yeah. Michael's such an important part of. He's really been an important part of our program, not just this team. But he made, two big threes in the second half, maybe three. He made all three of his. But we ran a few plays for him that got him open, but he has to make the shot.
Right.
And so, credit to him. He made a really tough one in the corner that I don't want to say was a backbreaker because credit Charleston Southern, they kept battling.
Right.
But that was, that certainly probably had to take some wind out of their sails.
Yeah, and put wind into your sails.
Absolutely.
Just as important.
Yes.
The whole league is 1-1, except for UNC Asheville and South Carolina Upstate. Is that a harbinger of what we're going to see?
That's my guess. I mean, Charleston Southern, I'm not sure what their record is, but it's
they've played a brutal
non-conference schedule. They're a really good team. Just beat Gardner-Webb, pretty comfortably.
Right.
I think they're going to be a really good team. I think every game this year is going to be, a dogfight, and so I expect this to be a slog this year.
And you're going to have to hold serve at home.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I hate to say this, but the more I coach, the more I think just I've had the benefit of being on some teams in my playing days that didn't struggle as much on the road, but they were just good teams.
Right.
And so
the best teams are the teams that went on the road.
Yes. And back to the Tony Shaver year at Hampton-Sydney, he was always don't lose the games you're not supposed to lose. And he wasn't talking home or away. He was just talking about the team you're playing.
Right.
And so I think that's, as I've gotten older, you see a Louisiana Tech, who is, to get us really off into left field, one of the top mid-major programs in the country. 11-1, I think, going into the weekend, goes on the road to UTEP and loses, and then goes to New Mexico State and gets beat by, I think, hammered.
Yeah.
And they're a great mid-major basketball team.
Right.
So it to your point, it really tells you the importance of winning at home and the challenges of winning on the road.
And I will close by not asking you about the officiating, because I don't want to get you fined.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just, my biggest thing is we always talk about consistency. And so that's what we're always preaching, that, that we're looking for from the officials.
Right.
I think the players deserve that. And so when you don't see that, that's probably when you're hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking. We're not talking about tonight at all.
That's when you get people more animated. So yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Griff.
My pleasure, John.
Good win. See you Wednesday.
Absolutely.